Hello, Staten Island and all of our Grace 103.14 viewers. Happy March, everybody. We're almost through the bitter cold and spring is just right around the corner. My name is Massimo DiDonna. I'm the president and chairman of the Vincent Bini Memorial Fund, and I will be your guide for today's episode. Brought to you by the Grace Foundation Day Head TV crew. We are on the grounds of the Grace in Seaview, and I have to start out by saying what an honor it is to be your guest host and be part of today's show. As always, it's going to be a solid show featuring plenty of interviews, roundtable discussions, and a sprinkle of what happens around the Grace Foundation. A little bit about myself. I was born in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, and raised here in Staten Island. When I moved to Staten Island, I started in PS3, worked my way over to IS 34, and graduated from Continental High School. When it comes to my work, most people know me as a DJ, but what most people don't know, I started as a laborer. When I was just about 7 or 8 years old, I worked with a bunch of brothers. One was an electrician, one was a mason, one was a plumber, and one was a carpenter. I used to work with them every Saturday. Each brother used to throw me a few dollars, and on a Saturday, I would work to help rebuild houses when the flipping was before such a market. But today, I am proud to say that I am the president and chairman of the Vincent Bini Memorial Fund. We'll chat more about myself and the Vincent Bini Memorial Fund in Friday's Bini Dash. But right now, here it is, episode 26, live on the air.
Hi, when did you start your business and why?
I started my business in the mid-1990s. I believe it was 94 and 95. I had a passion for music and loved being on the dance floor, interacting with the crowd.
What other community involvements are you currently in?
I'm proud to be the president and chairman of the Vincent Bini Memorial Fund, the foundation founded in memory of my father-in-law, who was a firefighter killed on September 11th. The mission of our organization is to give back to the community.
Who inspired you and why?
Who inspired me and why? Well, I was inspired by my father. My father had a lot of passion for music, so I always used to listen to his CDs, dating myself a little bit, and had a passion for the excitement he got when he heard great music.
Do you enjoy working with partnerships with all your organizations?
There's no greater feeling than really partnering with organizations. The ability that we have to throw a great event and perform to help organizations raise money to fulfill their mission is really what we love to do.
What was your most difficult one?
One of the most difficult ones were all of the ones we were doing during COVID. The fact that we weren't able to have live events, we had to help give ideas for people to do virtual events.
Tell us a fun fact of you and what you like to do in your spare time.
A fun fact about me is that no one would really know, but I'm actually a pretty good hockey player. And I gave it up to start my business 20 years ago. And in my spare time, I love being on the ice, and I have the ability and the gift to give back to coach my son's hockey team. So that's something I love to do in my spare time.
What kinds of people do well in this industry?
Anyone that's outgoing, willing to learn, and just wants to have fun.
How did you get into this line of work?
So I think how you get into this line of work really is just listening to the radio and just enjoying music. And when you enjoy music, you develop a passion. And by developing the passion, it really reflects into this type of work.
What didn't you know before you got into this industry that you wish someone had told you?
That you would work every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and miss all private events in your family's life. So that's definitely one thing. I wish I would have realized a little bit earlier that I would have been working weekends.
What's changing in the sector?
So right now what we see is with all of the COVID protocols being lifted, we're able to actually have real events again without any restrictions. So it's a lot of fun to be able to invite people back onto the dance floor and have a good time safely.
How much do you love music and what's your favorite song?
Wow, that's the second time today someone asked me what my favorite song was. I absolutely love music. Doing what I do for a living, it's not just one type of music. You have to love all types of music. Well, one of my favorite songs, I'm gonna have to say of all time, is No Reason to Cry by Judy Torres, the remix.
Like, what do you do exactly?
So We do a lot of different things, but predominantly entertainment and production. So what does that mean? We play music for parties, fundraisers, sweet 16s, corporate events, bar bat mitzvahs, weddings. In our Partners in Sound role and in our pro show role, we set up large stages and band sound for groups like Ariana Grande. So if we were doing a concert, we would be the company that they would hire to handle all of the production.
That would be cool. Okay.
Really cool.
Wow.
Hi, I'm Nicholas James Manfredonia, coming live from Grace 10314 Respite Program. And today we are doing Mr. Frank's Fitness.
Hi, I'm Dan, coming to you live from Grace 10314. Come check out so what we did this week with Mr. Frank.
Coming to you live from Grace 10314. We made some pizza tostadas today. Let's check it out. They were really good.
Do you know the name of our business here at Grace? I can candles, I can soap. No, it doesn't have to really stick. Sometimes it's too, but that's okay. Just put it here because I'm gonna tie a string around. This is perfect. Done with this, we'll be done. So it'll be good. Fine, good. Okay, the wax is done. But guys, you can just do this project and then go. And then if someone else, maybe another group will come down. Again. Yeah? How we doing? Good? Everyone done? Here nicely like this, the ones that are done, line them up.
Let's keep this show rolling. I just said, why am I going to stop doing something that I'm really good at and I enjoy doing? Let me just stay focused on that. And I think that was the explosion point of mergers and acquisitions and taking the company to the next level with my partners. My father had a passion for music, always listening to different types of music from, Italian music, being a first generation Italian American. So I would always listen with him when he would be putting CDs on, dating myself a little bit with CDs, right? And just always had to see like how excited he would get. And, going to an event or a local party and you see just music bringing everyone together was really what drove me into this industry. Obviously, 9/11 happens. All the names start coming out as we all realize, and you're looking at the newspapers, and the name Bini is just such a short name, but it's just a name that just kind of rings and always just stood out. So you're reading the newspapers and you find out, oh wow, that girl Desiree and Stephanie's dad died. That really sucks. I think we were involved in doing all of the funeral masses. Nobody can expect the turnout that was receiving from the 9/11 victims, not just the firemen, just anybody that was killed 9/11. Fast forward, a family friend starts a non-for-profit. They're doing a little golf outing. My girlfriend says, hey, do you want to go to the golf outing? I said, sure. I'm like, I'll take a foursome. So I went with a couple of my friends. But year one turned into year two. Year three, I believe the family friend no longer wanted to do it. The girl I was just kind of dating was now my fiance. I felt it was important to take this charity over. I was like, hey, I'm a DJ. I go to parties. How hard could it be to run a charity? And from there, I just started to plan a golf outing with the family, of course, and it just kind of grew. And through my business relationships and organizations and friends that I supported, they started to support us, and it started to grow. What really changed for us was Hurricane Sandy. I joined the SIEDC. I reconnected with this guy. You might know him. His name is Anthony Rappaciullo. And all of a sudden, Staten Island is the epicenter of Hurricane Sandy. I call Anthony and I say, Ant, we got to get involved. This is messed up. I'm driving around. And he's like, I don't know. He goes, I'm like, dude, it's really bad out there. So sure enough, we met at my office and I'm like, well, we got this Bini fund, my father-in-law's foundation. He goes, oh, that's Desiree's dad, right? Because Desiree and Anthony went to St. Joseph by the Sea together, Staten Island, 6 degrees of separation, right? And from there, the Bini fund really took it to the next level. But the one thing that Partners in Sound and Pro Show had that no one else had, because I'm crazy, is during the storm, I fueled the entire fleet on the overnight. I brought in our team, and literally during Hurricane Sandy, we were doing relays to the gas stations, fueling trucks, fueling every gas can we can find. We had generators, we had power, we had men, we had trucks, and we had what no one else had on Staten Island, fuel. From there, people started reaching out, I need help. Someone would say, I got this. We'd pick it up and drop it off. And Facebook just kind of organically grew. Anthony rebuilt our website overnight. He played receptionist at Partners in Sound with a laptop open and phones, and he brought over this voice IP phone because we needed a phone number, and that was something new. And within a month, we became the largest growing non-for-profit in the country. We couldn't solve everyone's problems. Even though the millions of dollars we raised was a lot of money, it was a drop in the bucket. It was a $1 billion disaster. So then we decided with the remaining of the money is to partner with Catholic Charities, with caseworkers, to make sure that people got every dollar that was deserved, that they, was rightfully theirs, from FEMA and people that couldn't advocate for themselves. We partnered with Catholic Charities, with caseworkers, to have the caseworkers advocate for them. Made sure they got their $31,000 from FEMA, made sure that their homeowners insurance gave them whatever they could, if they had additional riders, partner with other local charities to make sure that if it was someone that needed food, that maybe we could connect them with the Meals on Wheels, or an organization that needed a grant, maybe there were other organizations that were giving out grants. And we were also funding individual grants. look what we do for a living. Organizations throughout the tri-state area hire us to do a gala, to do other types of events. Why don't we do one for ourselves? What is the slowest time of the year for our industry? January. Who can we leverage? How can we leverage our businesses and be able to take stuff out of inventory where it's not going to cost us too much and be able to donate it to Bini to help raise money? So everyone has a vehicle, right? Some people have connections with maybe individuals that are very, very wealthy. Some people have connections with people that are really good at fundraising. We have connections with hosting really cool events, and no one's going to be able to produce them cheaper than us. So at that point, we said, let's just do events and do all of our fundraising based upon events. As a business owner on Staten Island, you want to give to everybody. It just financially becomes hard. So if we make a great event and do it as a night out, with maybe a little bit more than just going to dinner and support a great cause, it's a win-win. March 13th, 2020. Happens to be my wife's birthday. A day I'll never forget. I had some friends and family come over, and I said, guys, let's barbecue, because we may not see each other for 2 weeks. 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Obviously, we all know that it was a lot longer. Here we are almost 2 years later, we're starting to see that, it's now called an endemic, and hopefully we've moved on and World War III hasn't started, but let's not get political. I immediately was affected in the entertainment business. We were the first to be shut down and the last to be brought back to work. I like to reference everything by holidays. So March 13th, it was by St. Patty's Day. That's 4 days, probably a little longer. July 5th, it was still here. July 5th, we were still closed. July 5th, all of my staff finally was on unemployment except for me. I went home every night and sat at my kitchen table and cried. That was my for-profit. In the non-for-profit world, within a couple of weeks, I'm going, how do we get involved? What is Bini going to do to get involved? We just had our biggest fundraiser of the year, the Bini Bash 2020, which was absolutely ridiculous. We raised money that we've never raised before at a gala, and now we have proceeds. So immediately everybody was looking for PPE, PPE. And one of the Partners in Town franchisees in Long Island worked for a company that was able to get hand sanitizer and masks. And when he got back with all this, it was like gold. Literally, we didn't know what to do with it. We said, we got to put this on the lock and key because this is very, very important. The mission was get that protective gear to first responders. Jump on board the Rescue 5 fire truck that responded to the World Trade Center. We load up the rig and we go to every firehouse and every police station and every hospital on Staten Island and drop off probably 5,000 masks and disinfectant so they can clean. So at least if we kept our first responders safe, they can continue to support our community. So we reached out to our friends at Jersey City and we said, how you guys doing PPE? And they said, we don't really have a lot. And we said, okay, we're on our way. And he goes, what do you mean? And I said, I'm on my way. He goes, Mas, you're really not supposed to be driving this and that. I said, well, I got it on our side of the bridge. Just make sure we get through on your side of the bridge. And after delivering to all of our police stations and firehouses on Staten Island and hospitals, we went lights and sirens over the Bayonne Bridge to Jersey City, to OEM of Jersey City. And when we pulled up, they were like, okay, what do you got? And we said, September 11, 2001, you came to our aid across that river because Manhattan was in the background. I said, my father-in-law can't say thank you, but this rig that him and his brothers drove in on, and the people of New York want to repay what you did for us. And we opened up the back of the rig and we gave them thousands of masks and disinfectant. It was a debt that had to be paid back. We're always going to continue to do events. We know what we're good at. We're blessed to partner with the Pirelli family for our Wild Game Dinner. a really unique fundraiser. It's really unique. That's a great event. We're going to continue to do it as long as the Pirelli families, the owners of both Montalbanos, are able to run point on that, because that's not my cup of tea. Staten Island needs a concert. Staten Island needs a large-scale event to bring the community together. We are in the works of, we've been in the works of doing this for a long time, but have been in communication with some rather large artists to try to bring them to Staten Island. With the recent, takeover of the Ferry Hawks at the ball fields, we hope to possibly now have a location that would make sense. Outside of that, just event driven. We appreciate anything and everything that's given to us, right? A local restaurant doing a little fundraiser. But we're predominantly going to always be event-based, and it's what we're good at. We're not good at writing grants. It's not what we're really good at. We're not really good at, doing mailers and stuff like that. But, we've always believed that if we have a great event, people will come, support it, they'll have fun, and in turn, raise some money. More content produced by the Day Ahead TV crew. Let's check it out.
It's now time for Grace 10314. Did you know?
Grace 10314 viewers, what's going on? My name's Dan Ryan from the Staten Island Media Group, a previous guest host of this great program, and I'm here today providing you with today's Did You Know? Which is, did you know that the Grace Foundation and the Staten Island Media Group have partnered up to provide a new show highlighting the infamous Dayhab crew from the Grace Foundation. We'll also be chatting with business owners from around the island and other nonprofits and various characters throughout Staten Island. It'll be on SILive.com starting next month, as well as the Grace Foundation's YouTube channel. Stay tuned to 10314 for updates on when the show will be launched.
And there it is. Grace 10314 is a wrap for this March 26th program. We hope you enjoyed it, and remember, leave us some love in the comments below and share this with your family and friends. Thanks to the Dayhab TV crew for sharing with us their day-to-day activities at Grace. It was truly my pleasure and honor to be on campus and to navigate you through today's show. Once again, my name is Massimo DiDonna. Remember to support the Carl Vincent Bini Memorial Fund and to tune in next episode for a quick recap of this year's Beanie Bash. And look out for our next event. Hope to see you at the Grace Foundation Gala on Friday, May 13th at the Vanderbilt. And as always, remember, the giving never ends, and make it a great day.